Hello everyone. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be learning about variables and the while loop. So we're going to write a program that's going to convert between Fahrenheit and Celsius. So first we've got our C file here called temperature.c. So of course we're going to include our standard I/O. Write our int main. All right, now the first thing we are going to want to do is create some variables. So we're going to create a few variables of type int called var. Now, important note here as well is that when you declare a variable, it's always a good habit to initialize it to a value for like 0 perhaps, because I've definitely caught myself in situations where I've declared variables, but I forgot to initialize them, and I would end up getting garbage values. So first, that's going to be our int var, and we're going to have int Celsius. Next, we're going to have our int lower for our lower bound. Next, we're going to have our upper bound. And finally, the step. Oh, I just made a mistake there. All right, very good. So what we're aiming to do is we're going to write a simple program that is just going to convert print a Celsius Fahrenheit table. So we've declared our variables first. So we've got our initial Fahrenheit, Celsius, and then the lower bound and upper bound and step of our table. All right. Next, we're going to say the upper bound is 300, and then the step size will be 20. All right, next we're going to set Fahrenheit equal to lower. Now we're going to create a while loop. Now to create a while loop, we're going to type out the keyword while. Then we're going to put in our condition. So we're going to say while var is less than or equal to upper, do this. So right here is just our condition. We're going to keep staying in this loop until upper is greater than var. All right, so next we're going to want to say Celsius is equal to 5 times var, subtract 32, and divide by 9. And we all know that's the standard formula to convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius. And then finally, we're going to set var equal to var plus step. All right. So let's recap what we've done so far. So we've declared some variables of type int. Now what an integer is that it's just it's just a whole number, and we've set our our Fahrenheit, our Celsius, our lower bound, our upper bound equal to 300, and our step equal to 20. Next, we're going to set var equal to lower, and then we're going to enter our while loop, which is, so while var is less than or equal to upper, we're going to say Celsius is equal to 5 times, and then brackets var minus 32 divided by 9, and var is equal to var plus step. And one thing we also have to do as well, so we're going to print out the result. So we're going to print function. All right, next we're going to percent %d, tab, %d, new line. Then we're going to pass in Fair and Celsius. All right. So what %d means is that it's going to print this variable far first. It's going to insert a tab character. Then it's going then the next %d is going to print in the integer Celsius. Then we're going to exit, and then we're going to print a new line to go to the next line. So if we compile this by going down to our terminal, and remember we type our compiler name, GCC, and then our file name, temperature.c, -o, and then whatever we want our executable name to be, and then we hit enter. All right, so it's compiled successfully. So remember, to run an executable in command line, we type /, then our executable name. Okay, let me just expand the terminal. So as you can see, Fahrenheit is on this side, so 0 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to -17, and so on, until we hit our upper bound of 300 Fahrenheit is equal to 148 Celsius. All right, so that concludes this tutorial on variables. Again, just to recap, we've declared these variables to be of type int, which means it's going to be an integer, which is just a number just a whole number without a decimal. And then we're going to end, then this is our while loop. So we're going to continue in this loop while this condition fair less than or equal to upper is true. We're going to get our Celsius. We're going to print out Fahrenheit and Celsius using %d, which prints a integer, the tab, and then a new line. And then we're going to increment fair. And that concludes this tutorial.